Hello, Australia. Tim Dwyer here from South Australia. Australia, this is a short presentation on lies, deception, and dishonour. What you will see here are recorded facts in history. From this day forward, do not ever say, I did not know. Fact check this, RMIT. Everyone in Australia now knows that we have a constitution. It's been in the news every day of the week for about a month, and it'll continue to do so. By law, every man and woman who sits in the constitutional parliament must swear the oath or affirmation below. We've been through this before. I, AB, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Victoria, or in our case it would have been Queen Elizabeth, her heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. And the affirmation, I, AB, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Victoria, her heirs and successors, and like I said, that could be Queen Elizabeth, and now it's King Charles, according to law. So the name can be changed. 50 years ago, the Australian Prime Minister and the Cabinet and the state governors and premiers committed sedition and or treason in this country. In the year 1973 and ever since, all acts have been enacted by the abstract Queen of Australia. The Queen of Australia is a document. It is not a living person. It has no reference to a living man or woman. Created by the treasonous political parties from 1973 with absolutely no Crown authority. What the people didn't know also is that in 1986, Bob Hawke and company hijacked the Constitution and introduced the Corporate Australia Act. The Red Book, here on my left, the annotated Constitution of the Australian Commonwealth. This is our book. This is the Book of Laws given to us at Federation. The Green Book is the corporate document of deception. It is legally separate from the Commonwealth. It is legally separate from the Commonwealth, from the Red Book. The GovCo con job. Dishonour, deception, fraud, untrustworthy, and deceitful. Are they all those things? There are two Commonwealths, a corporate Commonwealth and the original non-corporate Commonwealth. This is clearly defined in the Public Governance and Performance Accountability Act 2013. They state in the small print that the corporate Commonwealth entities are legally separate from the Commonwealth, and the non-corporate Commonwealth entities are part of the Commonwealth. So the corporate Commonwealth entities are legally separate from the Commonwealth. Now, that is astounding. Pay attention. Now, remember, they have to swear the lawful oath. So if we listen closely to what's coming, the oath or affirmation of office must include the following to actually have any authority within our non-corporate constitution. We've been through that. I just read it before. Please listen to this.
I, Julia Eileen Gillard, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will well and truly serve the Commonwealth of Australia, her land and her people in the office of Prime Minister.
Let's listen to the next one.
Your Excellency, I present the Honourable Kevin Rudd MP to be sworn in as Prime Minister.
Mr. Rudd, good morning. I invite you to take and subscribe the oath of office as Prime Minister.
I, Kevin Michael Rudd, do swear that I will well and truly serve the Commonwealth of Australia, her land and her people in the office of Prime Minister. So help me God.
Would you sign the
Let's listen to the next one.
I invite you to take the oath of office as Prime Minister.
I, Malcolm Blythe Turnbull, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Prime Minister, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of Australia, so help me God.
Let's listen to the next one.
Australia.
I, Scott John Morrison, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Prime Minister, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, so help me God.
Let's listen to the next one.
I present the Honourable Anthony Albanese to be sworn in to the office of Prime Minister.
Mr. Albanese, I invite you to take and subscribe to the affirmation of office as Prime Minister of Australia.
I, Anthony Norman Albanese, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will well and truly serve the Commonwealth of Australia, her land and her people in the office of Prime Minister.
Her land and her people. Not one of those people have sworn an oath to serve you or I. They have sworn an oath to the corporate Commonwealth and the corporate Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, lies, deception, fraud, sleight of hand, call it what you like. It is just plain dishonourable. Let's have a little listen to this.
The people who stand with me on this stage, I regard as giants.
Tom. We are going to use the rule book of the nation to force them.
There is nothing more powerful than building a First Nations voice, a black institution, a black political force to be reckoned with.
That's a bit more than recognising Torres Strait Islanders and Aboriginal people. Let's listen.
To pay respects to the elders of the Communist Party, who I think, without a doubt, have played a very important role in our activism. You know, this is the first step.
Did we not fight against the communists in World War II and the fascists? And now they're on a doorstep and they're being headed up by our Prime Minister.
This is a modest request. This is a modest request. This is a modest request.
A modest request to be overrun by the communists, to lie and deceive. The man, Albanese, that is impersonating a Commonwealth official is wanting to change the very fabric of your constitution. He stated that he already knows what the conclusion is. Before the referendum is had, this man said in public that he knew what the conclusion is. Let's listen and pay attention.
They know the Uluru Statement from the Heart is one page, not hundreds of pages.
What are the other 25 pages? I've read them. What are they?
What they are is a record of meetings. Some of them, they're records of the big lead up that happened.
Do you agree with most of what is said in those 25 pages?
I haven't read it.
You haven't read it?
There's 120 pages. Why would I? I know what the conclusion is.
Did you hear that? He knows what the conclusion is. He knows what the conclusion is. Is it rigged? Without a vote, how can he know the conclusion? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in public office, you should be beyond reproach. Your morals, your ethics, your honesty. You stand on your honour, as we all should do in life as it is. Without a vote, how could he know the conclusion? There is not one lawful oath or affirmation amongst any of them. We have the Freedom of Information document, as you know. And did anyone tell you about this? Did they tell you about the two Commonwealths? The corporate Commonwealth entities are legally separate from our Commonwealth. Every government department has an ABN. It's a corporate. It's not part of the actual Commonwealth as laid out in the 1901 Proclaimed and Gazetted Constitution. It is a corporation being run by corporate entities of nefarious types from places not in Australia. Our Red Book is the foundation of the law in this country. The Green Book is a corporate document of deception, legally separate from the Commonwealth. You and I are in the Commonwealth. Is it time to withdraw your consent to be ruled over by unlawful, dishonourable people? Is this lawful or is it deception? This is the referendum question. A proposed law to alter the Constitution to recognise the First Peoples of Australia, establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders voice. Do you approve of this proposed legislation? Well, be careful. If you say yes, you're saying yes to the Communist Party. If you say yes, you're talking about a black nation of politics, a separate parliament, and perhaps, if you've read the document, even a separate black state organised in Australia. Deception and unlawful. This is the actual question. In recognition of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people as the First Peoples of Australia, there shall be a body called the Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander Voice. The Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders voice may make representation to Parliament and to the executive government, I wish you and I could do that, of the Commonwealth on matters relating to Aboriginal Torres Strait Islanders people and so on. Remember, 1.5 million people went to Canberra to have their voice heard, and they're as deaf as bricks. All they did was do damage to the people. Okay, moving right along. Ladies and gentlemen, my question to you is this. Do you want to continue to be ruled over by unlawful, dishonest, dishonourable people, or have you had an absolute gutsful? My name's Tim Dwyer from South Australia. I do love this country and I will protect it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.